All right, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Obviously, things have been going great for Chicago over the past month or so. A lot of issues they've been facing, mainly on the offensive side of the football. They, of course, made the change at OC. That has led to some momentum, but there's more good news with the Bears. Some key players are returning to the fold along with the strategic shift. I think it's a great sign for the Bears the rest of the season and maybe even the future as well. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, this Bears team in the middle of this losing streak has really struggled offensively for the most part, but they improved in some ways against the Green Bay Packers. Caleb Williams had a big day both throwing and running the football, and it seems their new offensive coordinator, his strategy is to turn this team into more of a power football concept, sticking with the running game, and to that end, they're getting some key players back from injury at the perfect time. Let's pull up the report courtesy of SI.com. The Bears' running game had a double dose of good news with Thursday's injury report. Guard Tevin Jenkins, possibly their best all-around blocker, returned for a full practice after being limited on Wednesday and missing last week's game. That means barring something crazy, he's going to play. Good sign there. Getting Jenkins back in the lineup would mean the return of the full Bears starting offensive line. More critical, running back DeAndre Swift was back at practice on a limited basis after missing Wednesday's practice with a groin injury. Key for Swift will be what he's able to do Friday. And then if he can continue trending up by game time, obviously, if he could play, that would be a big boost as well. The reason being the Bears are shifting to a running strategic approach. We see this from the second half of this report. When Caleb Williams ran for a season-high 70 yards on 9 carries in Sunday's 20-19 loss to Green Bay, it was widely assumed the rushing yards had been the results by new offensive coordinator Thomas Brown. No, Thomas didn't encourage me to run more, Williams said. He just encouraged me to get the ball to my guys and be efficient in those ways. And then from there, do that well. And if they want to play a certain defense or play me a certain way and leave the lanes open, I do have legs and I can run. I kind of read that in as offensive coordinator Thomas Brown saying, listen, we want you to distribute the football, but don't be afraid to use your legs and run the ball. Don't be afraid to be efficient. That's what the Bears are trying to do with their mixed running, passing, and attack. I think getting some guys back for the running game will certainly help with that. Miles, I know you've got some thoughts on this, but first, Bears fans in the comment section below, big time division rival. It's going to be the rest of the season for this, you guys. It's a tough schedule down the stretch, but look, you got a chance here, right? Every Sunday, chance to beat the Minnesota Vikings this week. Give us your prediction, final score, Bears, Vikings, how you think it's going to shake it out. Put it in the comment section below. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this latest news out of Chicago?
Yeah, Nick, as you look at the rest of the season, it is a tough schedule for the Bears, but I think they have something cooking here. You look at what they were able to do with this new offensive strategy against Green Bay last week. 1 point, 20-19, very narrowly losing that game. It was close to the very end. I think that this was a good game by the Bears, a good strategy, and they had their best rushing grade on the season, a 76.5 rushing grade for the Bears. Before that, I mean, the 71 was the highest they had gotten all season before that. So well over 5.5 points higher than that. So the Bears looking really good in the rushing tech. And that was without their starting running back and without one of their best blockers on the offensive line. So I think there is something to this new offensive strategy for the Bears. I think they made a good decision in letting Shane Waldron go, able to get a new offensive coordinator in here, really just start to mix things up, have a new strategy. So we see it's very different, but similar in a way that Caleb Williams, like you said, he has legs. He's an athletic guy. He can run the ball. You look at early years of Lamar Jackson when he comes in to replace Joe Flacco, they had a more rushing-based attack, kind of slowed things down for other teams, very ball control heavy offense. I think this is a somewhat of a strategy the Bears can implement, but Caleb Williams is already a much more polished passer at this level than Lamar was that very first season. Going to show this also was their second highest graded passing grade of the season. So the offense overall is working really well, that 80.4 passing grade per PFF. So I think just overall, you see the Bears had something clicking on offense last week versus the Packers. Getting these two guys, or at least one of them, back in the fold for this next game against the Minnesota Vikings would be absolutely huge for the Bears.
Yeah, especially when you consider just how important this game is for the Bears, right? Obviously, it's a crucial game for them. Every game is down the stretch. But look, this schedule is absolutely brutal. You got the Lions twice, right? You got the Vikings twice. You got the Packers to finish out the season. You got the Seahawks mixed in there as well. You got to go to San Francisco, I believe, somewhere thrown in that mix too. I mean, this is just a gauntlet of a stretch of a football team. And this is a chance right here for the Bears to prove it to themselves that they can be a contender. Now, look, I don't know how it's going to shake out. They're in a tough division. They got 3 playoff teams in the NFC North, basically as it sits already. To go through this gauntlet and make the postseason, that's going to be really challenging. But can you set in stone the foundations of how you compete in this division for years to come? That's what you can do right now. But you can do that with a mixed, efficient attack predicated on running the football and play action. We know in today's modern NFL, it sounds weird because look at all these quarterbacks up these crazy numbers, but the reality is running the football and play action is how you win. Look at Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. He's had the worst year of his career by all statistical measure. A lot of turnovers on his part, but the Chiefs are really good because they run the football, play defense, play action. Even the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best teams in football, right? Lamar Jackson having a great passing season. But what are they known for? Running the football, playing defense, play action. The 49ers, the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles are traditional powers in the NFC that are doing well this season. Run the football, play defense, play action. That is the formula. We know the Bears have a great defense. They've proven that this season. They need to get back to running the football and play action. We saw a lot of that against the Green Bay Packers. That needs to continue going forward. This is a tough challenge. The Minnesota Vikings have the #1 graded run defense according to PFF by a wide margin. But if the Bears want to prove to themselves and to the competition that they are legitimate contenders in the NFC, this is the week to do it. I'm excited to see what Thomas Brown brings up. I'm looking forward to some new wrinkles, maybe some quarterback runs, design runs thrown in there, different schemes, different strategies, whatever it takes. Prove you can run the football and play good, old-fashioned NFC North football here and come out with a big win. This is a great chance for the Bears. I'm excited to see how it turns out for them.